what do we do generally as part of our requirements, right? So when we are coming over to planning, right, so we have to plan for these activities. So you basically identify all the the requirements. You'll understand all the requirements. Okay, so how are you going to understand these requirements? You'll have to plan for that. So what kind of techniques are going to use? Now, in the earlier sessions, I've mentioned that there are some 10 ways in which you can engage the customer to understand the requirements. So you'll figure out, what all ways, what all techniques can I use, and how to understand these requirements, right? Then you would simultaneously document your requirements, right? So that's another, activity that you would do. You would also ensure that there is a communication plan in place and the communication is ongoing. So that's another activity which falls under your purview, right? And finally, you would also do the testing, right? So you will contribute during SIT and then UAT. So that's another area where you would contribute. So primarily, these are the 4 things that you would work on. So your project plan also should reflect these 4 things that should be there, right? Now, let's spend some time understanding how do we create the estimates, right? Now you have a scenario where you're onboarded onto a project, right? And you're asked to create a detailed project plan for your requirements. How are you going to do that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the requirements would be based on communication, or requirements would be based on analysis? Like whom, is it more of a communication, coordination, or just analysis based on decision?
No. Or see, primarily what I meant is these are the 4 things that you would do, right? So you would interact with the SMEs, understand the requirements, right? You would document them. You would ensure that it's communicated to all the stakeholders, and then it would be tested. Right? So these are the four activities that you would get involved in a project. Right? So you will identify all the activities which fall under the gamut of the requirements. So these are the 4 things that you will do. Right? Now we have to create a detailed project plan for these activities. Right? Now, because see, if you ask the project manager, how much time would it take to complete the requirements, right? So he will have no clue, right? So he would take the help of the project of the business analyst to get these activities sorted out. Okay. Yeah, Rupali, you have a question?
So what I have understood is we would be as an BA, we would be gathering the details or the inputs from the SMEs, that is the subject matter experts, and then we would be preparing, we would be analyzing whatever is the information we have or the requirements we have gathered. Then we would document that into our BRD, and then this BRD we would forward it to the SMEs and the solution owner to validate it. And once it has been validated, the BRD, then it would be forwarded to the next technical team. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Very good summary. I think you have clearly, crisply summarized what is expected out of a business analyst. Okay. Right? Now, at a high level, yes, we understand the process. Now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to get to the next level of detail, right? When we say even before doing the understanding the requirements, we have to create a plan, right? So there would be a plan something like this, right? So this plan also has to be created. Now, this is also one area where you would contribute. You would create this plan for all requirement activities only, not the complete project. Okay. Now, so this activity would come under the planning phase of the project. Okay. So if you look at this, the 6 knowledge areas, the first thing that we are doing is we are doing planning. So we are identifying all those various stakeholders, then we are creating a detailed project plan, and once the plan is ready, then the steps what you have mentioned would be continued. That you would understand requirements, you would document them, you would communicate them, and then you would also test it. Right? So all this would happen. But before that, we would have to create this project plan. Okay.
Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe for more updates.